thought for the day. Do not be afraid to say no. Boundaries are an act of love. Do not be afraid to say no. Boundaries are an act of love. Okay, so when I choose a thought of the day, like today's don't be afraid to say no, boundaries are an act of love, I'm gonna expand on that. This needs to be the thought, the reflection, the idea that carries you through the day. Okay, so you're thinking about the lesson for today and you're carrying it into your day. The create the day is a structure that you're going to create every morning to set an intention and set your day up powerfully. Okay, so there are actually 5 questions that you're going to ask yourself every morning and journal on. So in the journal that you use, you're going to create your day. So I'm going to deepen this for those of you that have been in my world for a long time, because I want you now to think about how long we've been talking about forgiveness. Okay, so the first question in your create the day, what do I need to forgive and let go of from yesterday? What do I need to forgive and let go of from yesterday? Why is this so important? So many of us carry the weight, the dead weight of things that we hold on to from the day before. You know, you beat yourself up. You're like, oh, I didn't do this yesterday. I'm so this, I'm so that, that person did this. And then you literally carry that energetics into this day, which is already weighing you down. So it's almost impossible to move forward because you're still harping on something that happened. So in the morning, you want to do your create the day even before you pop onto this class, okay? And you start off by saying, what do I need to let go and forgive from yesterday? So the first things that pop into your consciousness, it could be like the fight I had with my spouse, this thing that's happening in the world, whatever's on your heart, let it go, release it, okay? Write it down, release it. That's question 1. Question 2, what am I committed to today? What am I committed to today? What am I committed to today? Why is this important? What you're going to learn about me and being in this work, especially as we all move through the next year together, is our commitment needs to match the level of goal that we have. So for a lot of you, your goals are pretty substantial. I know some of you have 7-figure income goals. Some of you have being in the best relationship of your life goals. Some of you have like whatever your goal is. It's a big goal. But if your commitment is meh, I'll do it as long as I'm comfortable, you will not get to the point of meeting your goal. Is this clear? Raise your hand if you understand what I'm saying. Your commitment needs to match the energy, the frequency, and the desire of your goal. What you all know about me at this point is I'm a no matter what person. Like, don't feel like it, show up anyway. No matter what, for myself, for my goal, for each of you. Some people I see along the path, they want the thing they want as long as it doesn't cost them too much. This is not a no matter what attitude. So as you all embark on this next phase with me, and that's why I kind of want you to look at this as like a new program altogether, if that makes sense. It's a new vibe, it's a new phase, it's a new start, it's a new year. Your commitment needs to be no matter what. So when you say, what am I committed to today? The actions that you have to take need to match the goal that you're going after. So for example, if you have a business growth goal in this program, then what are you doing today to move your business forward? If you have a health related goal, what are you doing today to move your health forward? If you have a being in the attracting my ideal partner and falling deeply and madly in love goal, but you're doing nothing in your day to move that goal forward, I call that magical thinking. You'll get to know magical thinking. Magical thinking is saying you want something, but not doing the action required. There's no cause and effect, right? So that's what am I committed to today? So you basically take a look at what actions do I need to take to move myself forward today. Now, I want to add this caveat because it's important. Some people become very overzealous at the beginning and they're like, they put down 19 things each day. Do not put down 19 things. Honestly, if you did 2 things every day to move yourself forward, you would be at your goal by the end of the year. Does that make sense? You don't need to do a million things a day. You need to do consistency over time. Okay. Number 3, what do I need to visualize today? This is question 3 in your create the day. What do I need to visualize? So I get asked this question a lot because some people are not visual, okay? So for example, let's say you're moving towards your goal and you want to sell a program, or you want to work with an ideal client, or you need to close a contract, or something needs to happen in the day. You sit down in the morning and you ask yourself, what do I need to visualize today? Well, you might want to visualize that the person says yes. You might want to visualize that the program that you're launching is like on a wait list, like people can't wait to get into your work. You might want to visualize that, the sale of your house closes. You might want to visualize that you see like a perfect opportunity popping into your world. If you're not a visual person, you can feel into it instead. So if you can't visualize very well, you can ask yourself, what would I feel like if this happened, if this came true? Does that make sense? So if you can't see it in your mind, you can feel it, right? You could be like, oh my God, I would feel so at peace. I would feel so ecstatically happy if that happened. Question 4 is maybe one of my favorites. And then question 5 is new. So it's going to be a whole new part that I added. Question 5, how do I need to show up today? How do I need to show up? So basically, who do I need to be? Now, this one is a big one because energetics in my world are very important, as you know. And for those of you who don't know, you'll get to know. So energetics means, like, if I want to attract my ideal partner into my life, let's say I'm a single person and I want to meet the man or woman of my dreams. And I'm showing up like this. Am I an energetic match for the relationship that I desire? Fuck no. I'm not an energetic match for the relationship I desire. So some people tell me, I want to be a millionaire, but they're like, no, you don't. You think you want to be a millionaire, but that is not the energy that's going to be in alignment with the money coming in. You want to attract the ideal person in your life. Does the ideal person in your life want to be with this version of you? No. They don't. So who do I need to be today is like, if I want to make the money, how do I need to show up? If I want to meet the person, how do I need to show up? If I want that client to say yes wholeheartedly, how do I need to show up? It's the who you need to be that becomes the energetic match for the thing that you desire. Now, question 5, this is new. This is new to Create the Day as of today. I added this over the weekend. You're going to make a little chart at the bottom of your page. And on the left of the chart, it says things I need to say yes to today. And on the other hand, as you might have guessed, things I need to say no to today. Now, this is a big deal. Things I need to say yes to and things I need to say no to. So it goes back to, don't be afraid to say no. Boundaries are an act of love. So here's my point with this. As women, we have a fucking hard time saying no. Raise your hand if you have a hard time saying no. If you say no, you have to qualify it with 17 reasons why. Well, the dog died. My mom got COVID. The other dog died. I thought you didn't even have a dog. Well, we bought a dog and that one died too. You lie and make up excuses to say no. This is a self-betrayal. No, period, is a full sentence. Are you all hearing me? When you say no and then you rationalize and give excuses, it's coming from a core wound of being unworthy and a core fear of being abandoned. We as people have to learn that in order to move us towards our highest purpose as human beings, your highest expression, you have to say no to certain things in your life. If you're a business owner, boundaries are so important because people are going to ask you for all kinds of things. And if you say yes because you're afraid of disappointing other people, you'll never achieve your goal, number 1, and you'll never actually be in alignment with yourself because you're actually putting yourself in a position where you're saying yes to please other people, but you're betraying yourself. This honors nobody, by the way. So let me give you an example. This is why I say boundaries are an act of love. If someone comes to me with a request that is outside of the agreement, and I'm like, I'm just going to say yes because I don't want this person to dislike me, then I said yes, but I feel like shit about myself. Now, what happens to the other person? They don't actually learn the boundary that's required for them to learn in that transaction. Does this make sense? Sometimes that person actually needs to hear no with love. So what does that mean with love? The energy behind what you're saying is no, because I love and respect you, and I love and respect myself. Does that make sense? Now, so you have to make a list. What am I saying yes to today? So maybe on that list, I'm saying yes to the gym. I'm saying yes to drinking my water. I'm saying yes to getting on sales calls. I'm saying yes to reviewing a contract. I'm saying yes to posting on social media. I'm saying yes to whatever, right? What am I saying no to? I'm saying no to, let's say, going on the news. I'm saying no to that request that that person asked me that's completely outside of the agreement. I'm saying no to gossip or drama in my life. I'm saying no to answering a call from my mother midday if I know that my mother triggers me and I'm in the middle of my workflow. I call my mother later. Do you see where I'm going with this? You have to start to look at how many things in your day you're not clearly saying yes or no to, and you just get muddled into the energy of like in reaction mode in your day. Is this clear? Can you see how this would be a valuable thing to add? Things to say yes and things to say no. Why is this important? When the thing happens in your day, you have a clear, oh, that was something I was going to say no to, so I'm not doing that. Okay, let me read you something before I let you go. So don't be afraid to say no. Boundaries are an act of love. Every time you say no to something that is not in alignment for you, you say yes to something that is in alignment for you. Please write that down. Every time you say no to something that's not in alignment for you, you actually subconsciously are saying yes to something that is in alignment. You're opening up room and space. Now, people will ask me this question, and I'm sure, so I'm just going to say it. Are people going to be disappointed with you? Absolutely. So what? Have you ever died of someone else's disappointment? No, you're all still here. Unless someone's like, yes, I died and I came back to life from someone's disappointment. Nobody ever died in the history of humankind from somebody's disappointment. The only reason people are disappointed by your no is because they don't know how to hold a boundary for themselves. So you're actually teaching them how to hold a boundary for themselves. I'm going to say that again because I want you all to hear how important that piece was. The person that's disappointed with your boundary in your life, can everyone think of someone in their life that gets disappointed when they hold a boundary? Raise your hand. Okay. The reason they're disappointed is because they do not know how to hold their own boundary. So it's a trigger point for them that you're holding a boundary. But as you hold your boundary, it shows and teaches them that it's safe and okay to hold a boundary. So that's why I'm saying it's an act of love. It's kind of like an act of service. All right, let me read you my daily reflection here from A Course in Miracles, okay? Because that's kind of where we're at right now. And I just think that this is a beautiful thought to carry with you today, and then I'll let you go. God goes with me everywhere because God is in my mind. God goes with me everywhere because God is in my mind. God is not outside me, but lives within my heart. He lives in my mind as I live in his. There's nothing I can do and nowhere I can go that can be separate, that can separate me from God. Believing in a separation between myself and God is at the core of all my problems, for no such separation exists. I am not alone, for God is always with me. There is no problem that God cannot solve. He guides me to right thought and action whenever I request it. He parts all waters and calms all storms through his spirit that lives within me. No matter what I go through today, I need not fear, for God is all powerful and God is here. I'm never separate from the one who created me. There is nothing I can do to make him turn away his face away from me. I am loved, I am cared for, and I am totally safe in the arms of God.